I'm so close to rebuilding this $6 million Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. But there's one thing now that's really slowing us down.
When Mat Armstrong gave a Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport a $700,000 wide-body transformation, the reaction was immediate and deeply divided. With replacement parts nearly impossible to find, the team had to choose between recreating the original design or building something completely new. The result is a radical, one-of-a-kind hypercar that has sparked a major debate online. Is it a visionary masterpiece born from necessity, or an expensive mistake that ruined one of Bugatti's rarest machines? Today, we break down the controversial build from every angle. Community reactions divide. Opinions. The moment Mat Armstrong revealed the $700,000 Venuum wide-body kit on the Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport, the automotive community exploded with sharply divided opinions. Some hailed it as one of the most daring and insane transformations ever seen on a hypercar. Others didn't hold back, labeling it the biggest mistake in automotive YouTube history. The sheer scale of the investment, combined with the visual impact of the wide body, pushed passions to the extreme and sparked intense debate across social platforms. Critics were quick to point fingers at the body kit manufacturers, Venuum, accusing them of over-promising and under-delivering. The most liked comment on the reveal video crudely summed up the sentiment. The company went from unknown to wanting to be forgotten. For a brand previously flying under the radar, this kind of backlash was unprecedented and hinted at the high expectations people had for a project involving a car as rare and revered as the Chiron Pur Sport. Material choice also became a lightning rod for criticism. Some viewers claimed the kit was made from PVC rather than premium carbon fiber, questioning how a plastic body kit could justify a staggering $700,000 price tag. Whether or not that claim is accurate, it fed a growing skepticism about value and authenticity, casting doubt on the project's credibility among enthusiasts and experts alike. There were more tempered voices, though, acknowledging the impressive look of the kit, but expressing reservations about the inflated cost relative to what had been shown so far. Comments like, "Looks good, but not $700,000 to good," reflected a cautious appreciation tempered by realism. People seemed willing to withhold final judgment, but weren't convinced the build near completion could justify the extravagant price. The harshest jokes in the comment section compared the material durability to cheap plastic products that might melt under Miami's heat, where the car is currently being worked on. While this was clearly a dig at the materials involved, it also raised a legitimate point about how this exotic kit would hold up in extreme conditions. The build, after all, faces a practical test beyond just aesthetics. Supporters of Mat Armstrong's mechanical genius contrasted his flawless engineering work with the controversial body kit. One commenter summed it up by saying, "You can never make it like Bugatti, but in terms of mechanical, you slayed it." This perspective reinforced that however divisive the cosmetic changes were, Mat's technical skill and attention to detail remained unquestioned and widely respected. Another voice urged patience, reminding critics that the car was still in the workshop, with panels unfinished, joints unpainted, and adjustments ongoing. Judging a car in this raw state was premature, they argued, comparing it to critiquing a house before the walls were plastered. This reasoned approach suggested that final impressions should wait until the paint is on and the car is fully assembled. Despite these varied views, one straightforward comment captured a recurring theme in the debate. "Not joking! That's a monster!" The simple honesty behind those words reflected the awe many still felt toward the car's presence, regardless of the controversy swirling around it. The reactions made clear that this project was far from universally accepted, but it undeniably commanded attention across the automotive world. This fierce division sets the stage for understanding why this build is so consequential and contentious. To grasp its full context, we must look back at the events that led to this bold, high-stakes reimagining of a Bugatti icon. The origin of the build. The need for a radical body kit came from a situation every automotive enthusiast dreads: a crash involving a multi-million-dollar Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. Alex G's car suffered significant damage, pushing the team into uncharted territory. When they reached out to Bugatti for replacement parts, they faced a hard refusal. Official body panels simply would not be sold to rebuild this particular vehicle. This refusal closed every traditional avenue to restoring the car to factory condition, leaving Mat Armstrong and Alex with a difficult choice. They could attempt to replicate the original panels using conventional methods, but this path promised compromises. Without official parts, any recreation risked falling short of original fit, finish, and quality, leaving the project as an imperfect facsimile of what once was. Instead, they chose to seize the moment and redefine possibilities altogether. Collaborating with Venuum, a Dubai-based body kit manufacturer, they commissioned a bespoke wide-body design crafted specifically for this car. What emerged was something audacious: the world's first wide-body Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport, a one-of-one creation unlike anything before. This decision marked a clear break from standard restoration approaches, transforming a setback into an opportunity for innovation. It elevated the build beyond a simple fix and towards an unprecedented statement about creativity and customization in the ultra-exclusive hypercar world. But that leap came with challenges, both technical and emotional. Adapting a wide-body kit onto a car, never intended for such modifications, required meticulous engineering and fabrication to make it work without compromising performance or aesthetics. The team had to think not just about looks, but how this car would perform with its radical new shape. This backstory also illuminated why opinions were so divided. For some, this was a bold act of rebellion against rigid factory standards that refused to bend to the realities of accidents and ownership. For others, it was a betrayal of Bugatti's unparalleled crafting tradition, a costly shortcut that cheapened a masterpiece. Understanding these origins helps frame the ensuing discussions about the companies involved in this audacious project, especially Venuum, whose reputation now rides on this bold statement. The role of Venuum. Venuum entered the spotlight with this project as the body kit manufacturer chosen to design and build the wide body kit for the Bugatti. Before this build, the company was relatively unknown internationally, but the Bugatti transformation suddenly threw them onto a very public stage. However, their newfound exposure invited scrutiny as fierce as the attention. Criticism soon poured in regarding the quality and design decisions of the body kit. Some viewers felt that Venuum's work lacked refinement, accusing it of resembling a rushed or cheap modification rather than the bespoke craftsmanship expected on a machine worth millions.
Bugatti Veyron, and it is one of the all-time coolest cars ever made.
The harshest critiques even claimed that the design looked like a three-dimensional print gone wrong, questioning how such a kit could command such a high price. The challenge for Venuum was compounded by the fact that the original wide-body design was reportedly created for a standard Chiron and later adapted for the Pur Sport version. This retrofit created additional engineering difficulties and raised questions about whether the kit truly fit the unique Pur Sport chassis and aerodynamic needs, fueling skepticism in the community. Despite the backlash, some comments gave Venuum credit for taking on a project no other company dared to tackle. Designing a wide-body kit for one of the rarest, most expensive hypercars in existence requires courage and skill. The firm stepped into uncharted territory and embraced the risk of reinventing an icon. The company's involvement opened a dialogue about the evolving aftermarket industry for hypercars, where traditional boundaries are being pushed and customer desires clash with purist expectations. Venuum's work ignited debates about authenticity, innovation, and value in the hypercar customization space. For Venuum, this project was less about incremental change and more about reshaping perceptions. Whether they emerge strengthened or bruised by this public reaction remains to be seen, but their role is now inseparable from the story of the $700,000 Chiron body kit. Their work also demonstrates the complexity of marrying design vision with technical feasibility on such a prestigious canvas, an effort that continues to unfold as the build progresses toward completion. As the community digests Venuum's ambitious yet controversial contribution, it's clear the conversation will continue, especially when the car's final form is revealed. The larger questions about materials and design choices await exploration as the story develops. Material and design controversies. One of the loudest points of contention surrounding the Bugatti Chiron wide body build centers on the materials used and the design choices made. Critics have alleged that the body kit isn't crafted entirely from high-end carbon fiber, but instead from cheaper materials like PVC, stirring doubts about whether the $700,000 price tag can be justified. This perception, right or wrong, has fueled skepticism and led many to question the durability and authenticity of the kit. The material debate isn't just about cost, it has practical implications, especially considering where the car is being worked on. Miami. Florida's intense heat and humidity present a serious test for any composite material. Critics joked about the kit melting like low-quality plastic, but the underlying concern remains real. Will this body kit hold up to real-world conditions without warping or deteriorating? Adding complexity to these concerns is the fact that the wide body was originally designed for a standard Chiron, then retrofitted to fit the Pur Sport. This modification presents inherent challenges because the Pur Sport has different aerodynamic properties and chassis specifics. Adapting the wide body kit to these unique requirements meant engineering compromises had to be made, which some argue undermines both fitment and aesthetic coherence. Aesthetic critiques have been numerous. Some enthusiasts feel the design lacks the refinement expected of a Bugatti. The body kit has been described as a cheap three-dimensional print by detractors, who see the proportions and lines as clumsy or unbalanced compared to the car's original sculptural elegance. Others, however, praise the boldness of the wide stance and the aggressive new look that the kit delivers. Beyond the raw criticisms, a thought-provoking comment emerged about the value versus cost equation. Many wonder if any body kit, no matter how intricate, could truly justify a price tag many times larger than what typical high-end kits demand. This tension between cost expectations and perceived quality encapsulates much of the public backlash. Supporters remind us that this isn't a mass-produced kit, but a one-off, fully custom design on one of the rarest hypercars in the world. The exclusivity factor and the engineering investment behind adapting the kit to a Pur Sport are hard to quantify, but play a key role in justifying the cost. From this perspective, it becomes more of a bespoke art piece than a conventional modification. The lingering uncertainty about materials and design highlights a broader challenge in the aftermarket hypercar scene. Customers and enthusiasts now expect factory-level precision and craftsmanship when spending large sums, and any deviation risks severe criticism. In this case, the wide body's unfinished state only adds fuel to the fire, leaving many waiting to see if the final product will silence skeptics. Ultimately, the questions of material quality and design intent remain unresolved for many, underscoring the delicate balance between innovation, expectation, and reality when pushing boundaries on a car as prestigious as the Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport. While visuals and materials spark debate, Mat Armstrong's mechanical expertise shines as a steadier pillar amid the controversy. Mechanical excellence amid criticism. In stark contrast to the heated debate over the wide body's exterior, Mat Armstrong's mechanical work on the Chiron has earned widespread respect and admiration. Many fans and experts alike agree that while the cosmetic changes are controversial, the engineering and performance upgrades are unquestionably impressive. Armstrong's technical skill shines through, reminding everyone that underneath the cladding remains a finely tuned hypercar. One key aspect praised is how Mat has maintained or even enhanced the Chiron's mechanical integrity. He has effectively balanced the challenges of integrating new bodywork without compromising the car's sophisticated systems. From suspension tuning to engine performance, his work exhibits the expertise expected at this level, garnering compliments that often directly contrast with criticisms of the body kit. This distinction between aesthetics and mechanics is particularly important when discussing a car like the Chiron Pur Sport. The original Bugatti is revered not just for its grand design, but also for its engineering brilliance. Armstrong's commitment to preserving performance speaks to a deeper respect for the car's roots, even as the exterior pushes into bold new territory. Some commentators have explicitly separated Mat's role from Venuum's, praising Armstrong for slaying it mechanically while reserving skepticism for the body kit. This nuanced view acknowledges that a car's essence often lies beneath the surface, a reminder that beauty and function don't always move in tandem, especially on controversial projects. Mat's mechanical proficiency also alleviates concerns that the wide body could negatively impact performance. His precise tuning suggests the car will perform as stunningly as it looks radical, ensuring that the transformation isn't merely cosmetic, but a holistic upgrade suited for hypercar enthusiasts who value driving dynamics. Equally important is the challenge of preserving the Chiron's delicate balance between immense power, aerodynamic stability, and everyday usability. Even small changes to weight distribution, airflow, cooling, or suspension geometry can affect how a machine of this caliber behaves at speed. By carefully addressing these factors, Mat is demonstrating that the project involves far more than simply attaching wider panels to an already powerful car. The build also highlights how mechanical craftsmanship can remain largely invisible to the casual viewer. Panel shapes and paint colors dominate online discussion, but countless hours are spent checking tolerances, rerouting components, testing clearances, and ensuring every system continues to operate correctly. These behind-the-scenes details may not attract the same attention as the dramatic exterior, yet they are what ultimately determine whether the finished Chiron is a functional engineering achievement or merely an expensive display piece. This mechanical excellence fuels hope among supporters that, despite the public division, the finished product will be a well-rounded masterpiece. It's a reassuring signal that technical craftsmanship remains uncompromised, irrespective of heated debates over design choices. Moreover, Armstrong's extensive experience in automotive builds lends credibility to the project's ambitious nature. His history of tackling complex restorations and customizations shows he has the knowledge and skill to deliver beyond surface impressions. As the project edges toward completion, Armstrong's mechanical achievements stand as a testament to the high standards expected in the elite world of hypercar customization, inviting respect even from detractors of the aesthetics. With engineering firmly in capable hands, attention now turns back to what remains unfinished: the paint, fitment, and the final vision that will reveal whether this bold build can truly live up to its promise. Waiting for the final reveal. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport-wide body build remains very much a work in progress, and this unfinished status is central to understanding the ongoing debate. The car currently sits in a Miami workshop, with panel gaps still being adjusted, bonnet hinges realigned, and key components yet to receive paint. Many critics who rushed to judgment overlooked that the vehicle was shown in a transitional state, raw, unpolished, and far from the finished masterpiece it aims to become. Judging a body kit before it receives its final paint and assembly is like evaluating a painting before the colors are applied. The current visuals reveal the underlying structure and fitment challenges rather than the elegance and precision expected of a bespoke Bugatti. Waiting for the color to be applied will bring the transformation to life, blending lines and contours into a cohesive form that may shift public perception dramatically. The unfinished nature also means that some of the sharpest criticisms, especially those focused on aesthetics, may soften once the build reaches completion. Final touches like the correct panel alignment, wheel fitment, and overall integration will either validate the bold design or highlight its shortcomings more clearly. Until then, many see it as premature to cast definitive opinions. It's worth remembering that this project is not simply a restoration, but a reimagination, a one-of-one creation born from necessity after Bugatti refused to supply replacement parts. That context frames the work as an experimental art piece as much as a performance machine. The risk and ambition behind the build command patience as much as attention. The owner's personal input, from choosing the distinctive paint color to approving design elements, means this car reflects a unique collaboration rather than a mass-market product. Each detail added moving forward will reveal more about the vision behind this extreme customization. The process is as much about evolution as it is about completion. Behind the scenes, the technical team continues to fine-tune every element, ensuring that despite the radical bodywork changes, the car's legendary performance and drivability will not be compromised. This approach keeps alive the hope that the final product will honor the Chiron's status while pushing creative boundaries. The reveal will also test whether the controversy helped or hurt the project's legacy. The intense criticism has created enormous expectations, meaning the finished car will be judged not only against the original Chiron, but also against months of online speculation. A successful result could transform the build from a mocked experiment into one of the most memorable custom hypercars ever created. Many in the community suggest holding judgment until the car rolls out under natural light, where reflections and shadows will reveal the true harmony or discord of the wide-body design. Until then, the build remains a tantalizing mystery that invites both skepticism and excitement in equal measure. This Bugatti Chiron wide-body project has stirred emotions, divided opinion, and challenged traditional ideas of restoration and customization. What started as a forced rebuild has become a daring statement in hypercar culture. Whether you see it as genius or folly, it's undeniable this build has sparked a conversation worth having. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more thoughtful automotive breakdowns. Thanks for watching.